Hey guys, welcome back to the bench. Today I'm in the shop and I want to do a quick video on a toolbox that I purchased about 2 years ago, maybe a little longer. I got it from Harbor Freight. It is a US General box, and I want to talk to you guys about this box because a lot of times people, a couple of things. One, when people generally talk about Harbor Freight, there are a lot of things you can purchase from there that are really great, and there are a lot of things that you try to stay away from. This particular box has been awesome. It has been great, and I wanted to share this with you guys. Also, because my oldest son is getting into mechanic work, and he was talking about getting a box, and I was telling him some of the benefits to getting a shop cart. Let me go back. This is a shop cart. This is not a quote-unquote toolbox, but I guess it is a toolbox if you put tools in it. But I was telling him some of the benefits of it, and I want to talk to you guys about picking the right box for what you're doing for a living. So, for example, this particular box from US General. I have this box because I need to move around a lot in my shop. I have an extremely big shop. I work on every machine in the shop, so it's no telling during the day. I may move somewhere 3 or 4 times around the shop, and I have to be able to move my box. I purchased this particular box from Harbor Freight, like I said, about 2.5 years ago for around about $120, $130. With that purchase, I think these came separate, which is these little black pads that you put down for your to keep your tools from sliding around in your toolbox when you're moving around, which I highly suggest purchasing. It really helps with putting your tools in one spot and then pushing your box around the shop, and your tools are not slung all to one corner in your box. So I do recommend getting those. They do work pretty well. But speaking of moving around the shop, so some of the things you have to take into consideration if you're going to be, say, a mechanic and you are in a bay and maybe you put your box in one spot and you don't move at all, then you can maybe get a different design box. If you're going to move around a lot, then you may need a box that's going to have these wheels. Now, these are caster wheels that are 3-inch in diameter. When I purchased them, they came with the 2 stationary wheels, and then you had the 2 adjustable wheels on that side that swivel 360. Now, one of my friends did purchase one of these boxes because he saw mine and he loves it. His came with all 4 of the wheels were 360. I personally don't care for that just because of the way it moves. It's kind of hard to walk in a straight line when you have all 3 wheels that can rotate 360. But to each your own. Everybody has what their preference is. As far as the US General box goes, so some of the things that I did that were a little different, and I'm just giving you guys some general ideas of how to utilize this box to its full potential. For example, at Harbor Freight, they sell these magnetic strips. So I got 2 of them, put them up here on the lid. Now I have room for my general tools that I use pretty much on a daily basis. If I'm going to grab certain things, I like to have them out in the open so I can easily grab them. Another thing I like about this lid is that because it's magnetic, because it's made out of solid metal, and it's a pretty big lid. So you can put a level on there. I got indicators. I got magnets where I keep my blueprints, whatever I'm working on, I keep up on top of the box, and that makes it very easy and convenient for me. Also, on the side of the box, these US General boxes, they have these little holes on the sides. Now, this particular box has holes up on the top, and they also have them, it's hard to see in this video, but they also have them on the bottom side too. Now, the newer boxes, like I said, my friend got his didn't come with the holes on the side, which was on the secondary tier. His did not come with that, which was a little different, a little weird. But if you can get the one with the 2 tier, that'd be great. You can see how you can drop, like I have like a little mirror I drop down in there. I can have some sandpaper on that one. I bent some hooks that I bent so that I can hang off my grinders and cut off wheels and things like that. Also, utilizing these little holes are great for sticking like brushes, screwdrivers, things like that, little picks and things like that inside the toolbox. So that works out great. Now, speaking of the drawers themselves, the drawers themselves, they are pretty standard drawers. They work great, they roll great, they swivel great. One of the things I will recommend to you guys is if you put your heavier tools in the back of the box, then these boxes will become self-closing. So if you see like I'm backing up and it's closing by itself, because the weight difference, if you have the weight in the back of the box, it closes the drawers, and it works for all the drawers except for the top two. Now, speaking of the drawers themselves, the top drawers are going to measure about, say, a little under 13 inches, and that goes for both of them. They have a depth of, let me see if I get this depth for you guys. You have a depth of about, probably about 14 and a half inches on your depth. For the bottom drawers, sorry fellas, the camera's jiggly. I'm trying to pull this tape measure out for you. The bottom drawers, you're going to get a distance of about 25 and 3/4. That's what it's looking at. Roughly about almost 26 inches to about 25 and 3/4. And it's going to be the same as far as the 14 inches in the depth of the drawer, which these are pretty good sized drawers. Also, another thing that I like about these US General boxes is the space down at the bottom. Now, I've seen a lot of people who do not utilize that space properly. And what you can do with that space is, I took an old Craftsman box, my old toolbox, and I stuck it down here. Sorry about that, fellas. There's the buzzer going off. All right. So I stuck one of my old boxes down here, and it gave me 3 extra drawers that I can use. And I also keep papers and prints up here on the top part, old prints that I may need later in the future. So that way I had 3 extra drawers, plus the drawers that it comes with, plus the like I said, the holes on the side, with my hooks and my zip ties for my hammers, utilizing the space on the lid with a magnetic strip. That gives you a lot of real estate to put stuff in. Now, some people have a lot more tools, and this may not be the box for them. They may need one of those great big long ones that cost, $1,000+, and that's great. But if you're looking for a box that is reasonably priced and has another thing too, let me say guys this before I end this video. One of the best features about this box I like the most is the handle. Having a box with a handle that you can push is a game changer when you can push your toolbox around with the handle instead of trying to balance one of those more traditional boxes. Also too, with the toolbox itself, if you look at how wide this box actually is, so when you're pushing your toolbox on the floor, I don't know if this ever happened to anybody, but when you hit like these little divots right there in the floor, these little divots and cracks, if you work in a shop that's a little older, typically when you get a wheel in there and your toolbox is really narrow, the box is going to want to lean to one side or lean to this side, and all your drawers open up on you when you're trying to push it. With a box like this, you don't have to worry about that because it's so wide that you don't have that problem. And with that being said, there's nothing worse than trying to open up a toolbox and having all your tools slide out or your drawers fling open. So that's one of the benefits to a box like this.